Previously on Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney.
Oh yeah, kid? You saying I lied?
No, I'm just saying,
Apollo, glare back at him.
I couldn't help it. I flinched by reflex.
He's dressed as a shark, Tracy. I have an unresolved trauma regarding sharks.
Oh my God, were you attacked by a shark once?
No, I watched Jaws when I was way too young for the movie. Anyway.
Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Ace Attorney in episode 4, Turnabout Succession. And that is the whole truth of this case. What is this? Okay. In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of these last 7 long years. Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. Excuse me? And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is yours. Oh, it is Kristoff! October 7th, 10:37 a.m., Wright Anything Agency. Hey, Apollo, look, on TV, look. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Whoa, look at that! He's the last Grammary, all right. Amazing! Apollo, you should be watching this. What? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. And why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now, I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lamroir disappeared. That's right. Uncle Valent did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now. I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. Happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum? Hey, that's where the governor's concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary Troupe Grammary is performing for the first time in 7 years. That's gonna be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too. The legendary Grammaries. If Trucy's real father were still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. Oh, thank you. A ticket to the premiere showing of A Grand Delusion by the magician Valent Grammary. You're here. Working hard or hardly working? Phoenix! Hey, how you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid. Though he has been gone a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay, pudding! I love pudding. Ooh, it's farm fresh. And not just one pudding, but 3 whole cups. I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know. All right, you are. So you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. What do with me? Ooh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy. Can't I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me, you've heard of the jurist system, yeah? The jurist system? That's right, the new legal system everyone's talking about. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe. Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The jurist system, huh? So, what is it? So, Daddy, what's this jury system thing? Well, Tracy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court with in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy is innocent or guilty? Do you know, Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They're calling the new system the jurist system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. Ah, and there will be only 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show. Starring Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo. The perfect team. Mascot? Hey! Do I look like a mascot to you? I think not. So, what is this secret mission? The jury system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like this system are always risky, Apollo. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion and they just talk and nothing gets decided. Kind of like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I? In any case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. Well, take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the Jurist System Simulated Court Committee. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurist candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow! It's like you have a real job! I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is. Simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So, what kind of case is a trial simulation about? Since it's the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True. This case is a murder. That's not simple at all. But it is in keeping with the franchise. By simple, did you mean that the defendant is guilty? Yeah, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. What? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you. Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway, no sweat. But there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious in a worst-case scenario. You mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial. That's a real trial. All the forms have been filed. There's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Why am I only hearing about this now? Yeah. There was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Something that happened last night. Oh, why am I asking about him? I mean, now. Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about that secret mission. But what about this? The Troop Grammary Grand Magic Show. Oh, right. The card tricks. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse, heaven and earth will shake. So what? That's 3 whole days from now. Yes, that's Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go. Let's go today. We can say hi to Uncle Valent. Have fun. What? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. Right. Tell me another one. Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow, regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something he's not telling me. Yippee! Now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Oh, Grammary. Yeah, that reminds me. Oh, what's this, Daddy? Isn't that seal cat the Grammary seal?
Consider it a birthday present, Trucy.
Thanks! It's great. What is it? Today isn't my birthday.
Good point. What day is it today, Apollo?
Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day.
And it's a Recycle Your Plastics present.
Yippee! So it's plastic.
I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way.
So, what is it? Can I open it, Daddy?
No. You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then.
What? Oh, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do, and this is Phoenix Wright. An envelope about the Grammarys, huh? All right, so what case are you going to use?
You really want to know, don't you?
Well, if I'm going to be defending that, then yes, I want to know. Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I?
All goes well, then yes. Of course, this is just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions, a blank slate, as it were.
There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway?
Oh, mine. Committee chair, remember? Ow. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime.
Good. That's better.
But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case.
What? Then how am I supposed to defend?
You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it.
But you don't want it to backfire, do you?
Apollo, if I'm in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
All right.
I'd recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there.
But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved.
Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk.
Well, time's a-wasting. All right. Let's go to the detention center. October 7th, Detention Center Visitors Room. That's 20 minutes. We've been waiting here. 20 minutes! Maybe I should complain? I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "Oh, waiter!" and they're standing right behind you. Oh, guard! Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Oh! Eek!
Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat.
I'm nervous, Apollo.
It's the silence. It builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you?
That's right. Okay.
I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Thud.
What? Eek! She passed out.
Ms. Magic Underwear might have been a better bet.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know. And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign?
I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo.
No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. So what's your name? Interesting name. How do you spell that? Okay. All right, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo. Apollo Justice.
And I'm Tracy Wright.
I know this is getting nowhere fast. Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately?
Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions.
Later, Tracy. Feel like I need to ask directions to myself here. Well, that was fruitless. So I think I understand despair a little better now.
You did good, Apollo.
Eh?
Look, she's doing her nails.
What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy.
How is that doing her nails? I don't understand. What is that thing? Excuse me.
That.
Could you read this?
Sure. Feel like a teenager on a first date. And this is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school.
Stop looking so real wistful and read it, Apollo.
It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew's studio. Vera Misham. Trying to think of a pun that name could be. And you're giving me this card because... Well, looks like we're finished here.
I wonder if Drew's studio is the scene of the crime.
Let's go find out.
Okay.
October 7th, Drew's studio.
Oh, pretty.
Wow, this looks like a studio.
Oh my goodness, as if a place called Drew's Studio might actually be a studio. You're amazing, Apollo, you know that?
Ah, shush you.
It's like life imitating art, or maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring.
Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene.
Apollo, look at all of those paintings!
Hey, don't touch those.
It's okay, I'm just looking. Also, I'm wearing gloves.
I like the pufferfish one. What is that?
Huh? Apollo, look at this one.
Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath.
But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all.
Yeah, good point. That is odd.
Okay. Only half finished and the roof sketch is still visible. Also, why is it clearer in the little tiny thumbnail than it is full screen? Weird. All the paintings have a really different style, too. Probably Emma. Ah, I thought I might find you two here. Hey, I was right. Yeah, Emma, long time no see. Oh? Seems like I run into you far too often. I bet I know why you're here, too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns his studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Misham? And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning? That's how it's done, you know. Poisoning's a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. Poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackos. We can't talk to anyone related to this case this time around, which means we'd better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. All right. I wouldn't mind taking a closer look at those paintings. I just love oils. You know how they're so thick? Isn't that the word?
These paints are all dry. I'm just surprised at how different these all are.
Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one?
It must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below.
That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit the finished parts.
I noticed. That is weird.
That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a room like this.
Let's take a look. Yeah, empty. Yeah, it's probably found art.
The other half of that letterbox is actually connected to the outside of the studio.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Misham would put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that someone still writes letters in this day and age. Or wrote, rather. Hey, Apollo, that's where the body was. And that's the spot where Mr. Drew Misham passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips, and the next moment,
there's quite a bit of paint on the ground.
See that half-painted painting there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Wow, a true artist to the end.
Jersey, he didn't know he was about to die, so it's not really that remarkable.
Or maybe he started a year ago and was procrastinating. Ah, that's the victim's coffee mug. Aha! So the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poison mug of coffee.
I would hope so.
Poison coffee. Not exactly, actually.
What do you mean?
No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side after all.
Okay. The side of the cup reads, Misham.
I imagine this coffee cup was for guests to use. Guests?
Did the police already analyze this cup too?
Not a trace of poison was found on that cup.
So the killer was after Drew Misham alone.
Hey! There's a painting hidden back here.
Yeah, you're right.
What if it's embarrassing somehow and he didn't want anyone to see it?
You certainly seem pleased by the possibility.
Huh. It's so normal.
That's hardly something to get mad about.
Huh? What is it, Apollo?
Well, doesn't this painting look like... never mind. I'd better get a professional opinion on this.
Where am I going to find a professional artist at this time of day?
Let's take a closer look at this desk here. Something about the way that figure is posed.
I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo. See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures.
Please, I am a professional and I am hardly flamboyant. Also, look at that photograph. Very Flock of Seagulls hairstyle there. Oh, but I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? So this is Drew Misham.
And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some years ago. They look close, a happy little family.
Until you arrested his daughter.
Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious, scientifically speaking.
Right. Most murders happen within families or friends. Is this a journal?
Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. What is it, Apollo? Oh, he didn't write the name of the killer, did he?
It's new. He didn't write a single line.
You had me going for a while there. Hey, Apollo, what's this feather thingy?
Isn't that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen?
But it doesn't have a pointy end. That was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific, that's my motto.
Exactly what about that was bold or scientific?
Okay.
So that mannequin is pointing at a clue.
Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That would be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting is harder than I thought.
Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? Oh, we're not going to talk about the electron. We're not going to talk about the microscope. Oh, okay.
What's all this equipment here for? Doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood, too. Though his equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth.
Why would a painter need all this?
From the dust, I'd say he hadn't used this stuff for years.
This corner doesn't fit with the rest of the studio. Maybe it's Vera's.
Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin.
This is a crime scene, Trucy.
But these cost like $50 at the magic shop.
Really, we're not going to talk about these electronic and technical and an X-ray of a frog, apparently. Is that a welder? Let's take a closer look at this desk.
What? No, I know.
I was trying to look at the welder. I can't look at the welder.
Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green?
That'll be enough of that, thanks.
Well, crap.
Did I get everything over here? I guess I did. All right. I'm probably not allowed to talk to her, or she's not allowed to respond to me. Oh, maybe she is.
So this Drew Misham was some kind of artist? Apparently. Did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Oh? Well, I guess this stuff is kind of pretty. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually.
That? So it's a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means?
He was an odd bird, Misham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean to anyone? He was always locked up here in this studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that letterbox over there.
Letters? Do people still write letters?
What do you mean, Apollo?
I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days?
Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way was more artistic, you know?
Yeah. Drew Misham's contact with the outside world is empty.
In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer?
The suspect, please.
We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Misham's and Vera's, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Misham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder?
Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into this studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles.
And it just so happened that he died the night of his first interview?
At around 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night, he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill.
And died?
Oh, and died? She poisoned him on the night of his interview, wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Misham when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was the reporter who called the police, in fact.
Wait, but why is she the suspect? If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter!
Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Misham's coffee.
I'll bet you got near the cup. You can poison a cop, you know.
Even Vera acknowledges that.
Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter. So, this woman, Vera, she's Mr. Misham's daughter, right?
Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside.
That does sound like a scene.
In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently, she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside.
Oh, the little crystal hen thingy. Why can't I ever get a normal client?
But why would a shut-in But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me.
So, about the poison, it was found to be in his coffee, right?
Nope. Not precisely. Not precisely, what does that mean?
It means see for yourself, I think. I bet Emma could help us out here.
Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. Huh? What are you two whispering about?
Well, I was thinking. I mean, what is it we always do when we run into you at the crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically?
You know me all too well. Okay.
Okay, meaning we can get scientific now?
Oh, I suppose. Just this once. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out.
Cool.
Let's start with this. So, Emma, about this coffee mug. I hope you aren't trying to grill me for information. You know I'm not talking. I suppose you are the detective here. Why don't you two take a look yourselves? If you find a clue, I might not be unwilling to lend a hand.
Oh, okay.
I think she's going to help us, Apollo.
Let's check out this mug, shall we? Oh.
Is that paint? Hey, look there! That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo.
That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, this stain is probably... better ask Emma.
Okay. Emma, about this mug.
There's a pale blue, residue on the rim.
Yes, well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain.
I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma.
Oh, right. Okay, you got me. That's left over from my testing spray. Forensic science, I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby. So, what kind of scientific stuff were you up to? This spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison.
So the poison that killed the victim was on this mug?
That's right. See? It wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing.
It certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma'd be willing to help us out a little bit more.
You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery will get you everywhere.
It's certainly worth talking to her a bit more. About poison analysis.
I was afraid you were going to ask about that. See, this solution is used to test for atroquinine. Atroquinine, the deadly poison found in the autopsy.
Uh-oh, I know that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly.
It's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown...
That's fine, really. We don't need to know all the gory details.
I think I get it. You just spray this stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. I want to try too, Emma. Pretty please. You don't have to ask twice. I already used it on everything suspicious, of course. Yay! Let's give it a whirl, Apollo.
Blah! What are you doing?
I was just seeing if I got a reaction off of you.
How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous.
Tell that to the hapless witnesses on the stand.
Let's just get down to checking for real poison, shall we?
Oh. Let's see. I've tried spraying everything. Yeah, too bad. No reaction there.
I'm sure Emma checked out all the likely spots. Wait a second.
What is it, Apollo?
Did you spray that little desk over there?
Yes, I did. I don't think so. The spray probably can't reach that far, you know.
Let's check it out, just to be sure. Are you kidding me? Oh, oh my God.
Eek! A reaction, Apollo. Where? The inside of that cute little frame. Look. Well, would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work magic.
Never mind that I was the one who found it.
Okay, frame measuring 2 inches by 2 inches bears traces of deadly poison atroquinine.
Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it?
Looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case.
Emma, I was wondering if you could take a look at this.
Look, I'm a detective. A detective! You can't just ask me any old thing and expect an answer, okay? I think you need to be a little more focused in your inquiries. Scientific, even.
Somehow I knew she'd get around to science.
Ah.
No clues here.
Looks like you have to take this back part off to put the photo inside. It'd have to be a really small photo to fit in there.
Or it could be a stamp.
Might be a stamp frame.
True. And that pale bluish stain. Why would there be poison on something like this?
Well, there's one obvious reason.
A stamp! There was a stamp in there. They poisoned the stamp!
Whoever put poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here, too.
That's not very obvious, Trucy. There was a stamp in this.
Well, shh. Now what? Am I done? Am I done talking to her? Yeah, I guess I am.
Well, crap!
Okay, I mean, there has to be something, right? Like, all this stuff. You know.
Oh, God, I missed something. This envelope has been opened and resealed.
Ooh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh?
Whoever did this wasn't so delicate.
You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago.
7 years? Why would someone open a letter then seal it again? And why is it always 7 years? I'd better hang on to this.
Okay. Hey, Emma. You want to talk about this? Emma, about this... Oh, yes, why, that's a bright red envelope.
She sure is jumpy.
Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed.
Your lips are sealed? That's a first. You mean you know what's inside the envelope?
Sure. I read it after all. Ah, you mean you were the one who ripped this open? Please, I would have steamed it open.
But she did sneak a peek at it, apparently.
Know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes, the use of tools, highly specialized tools in information gathering.
Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on.
You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise can open big doors.
Wait, what? Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her some more. About that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning.
You want to know about my tool, do you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray, like the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. At least that's what I call it. Huh? It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization... something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So basically, it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. That's right. You're sharp, Trucy. But it's a bit more complicated than that in practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma? Please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything suspicious myself. All right, let's give it a spin, Apollo.
Ah! What are you doing?
Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair, but it's like lead.
Point that thing at me anymore and it might all fall out.
Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it.
Let's just get down to business, shall we?
Right, let's test it on a sample first. It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here.
She has an X-ray machine in her pocket.
You set the sample in the device like so.
I don't see anything.
Patience, there's no need to get all antsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view. You've got it set to display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn that dial there for me, would you?
Okay. I'm not doing anything.
That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something. See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh?
Except I can't read them.
Just turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that a sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see that paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. It breaks cards down into thin layers, so it can only show what's written on that layer.
I'm not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything?
That's exactly why we go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit if you would. Rubbing? Like going over the image while blah, 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 blah?
All right, I want to see if I can... Okay. Yay, I can use the mouse.
There, that fixes the image on the screen. Now, turn the dial again just a little. Good. Now you can rub this image to fix it too. Hey, I get it. We just keep doing this until we got the whole thing. Exactly. Not bad. Neat. Let's do some more.
Turn the dial to focus on... Okay, finally.
Okay, let's print this out. Ouch, you lose. And at least you know where you stand, eh? Anyway, now you see the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Now let's try it out on the real thing, shall we?
Oh, good. There we go.
Okay, let's print this one out.
Mr. Drew Misham, I've deposited the $100,000 in the designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer.
Someone deposited $100,000 into Mr. Misham's account? His paintings must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look? You bet I do. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Here goes with the second page then.
No.
Okay, let's print this one out.
Oh, crap. I missed it.
So it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings.
Why all the secrecy, though? And
in what?
Why was this letter the only one in here? 7 years old, right?
Maybe it had some special significance to him? Well, Emma? Well, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it. Red envelope updated. Okay. So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night of the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. I thought so. I'll never forget that face, but what was his name? Oh, right. Bruchelle. Bruchelle? He's after a scoop to sell to the papers. So a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night he's killed. Seems strange to you? Really strange. It does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He said something about covering a magician. Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, that leaves only one other person. It wasn't Valent Grammary by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up here. So he's out interviewing Valent Grammary. Looks like I'll be headed out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought. Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. Thank you. Well then, looks like we're going to the Sunshine Coliseum to talk to a reporter. In the next episode, to the outro. Well then, we finally found out what Phoenix's secret mission has been. He's trying to reinstate the practice of jury trials to Japanifornia. And his trial run is a real trial where a daughter stands accused of murdering her father, and the trial starts tomorrow, and the defendant is non-communicative, and we're not allowed to talk to anyone connected to the case. How is this better than the current system exactly? I thought the game was setting us up to think that the problem with the current system had to do with the ridiculously compressed time frame trials took place in, and the way burden of proof is distributed. And before you say, but Unca, you incredibly intelligent and handsome puppet, this is a game. We don't have time for talking to your defendant, collecting evidence, and building a case before the trial starts. May I remind you, you incredibly clever, attractive viewer, that we just skipped 3 months in between episodes. We could have had a time passes moment during each phase of the game, while we only participate in the interesting parts. Anywho, next time we're going to continue our investigation by talking to someone we're not supposed to talk to. In the meantime, up here is a playlist of my Danganronpa V3 playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!